time is most inauspicious because at this time the horrible looking ghosts and constant companions of the Lord of demigods are visible. But Kashyapa has already told his wife Diti, do wait for a while. And now he warns her that failure to consider the particular time will result in punishment from the ghosts and evil spirits who move during this time, along with their master, Lord Rudra. 24th sloka. Etashyam sadvisan dhyayayam Etasyam sadvi sanjayam Bhagavan bhuta bhavanaha parito bhuta parasabdhir vrishnenati bhutarat. Word by word meaning. Etasyam, in this period, Sadhvi, O chastity one, Sanjayam, in the junction of the day and night, evening, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Bhuta Bhamanaha, the well-wisher of ghostly characters, Paritaha, surrounded by Bhuta Parshabdibihi, by ghostly companions, Vrishena, on the back of the bull carrier, Atati, travels, Bhutarath, the king of ghosts. Translation. Lord Shiva, the king of ghosts, sitting on the back of his bull carrier, travels at this time accompanied by ghosts who follow him for their welfare. Purport. Lord Shiva or Rudra is the king of ghosts. Ghostly characters worship Lord Shiva to be gradually guided toward a path of self-realization. Mayavadi philosophers who mostly worshippers of Lord Shiva. And Sripada Shankaracharya is considered to be the incarnation of Lord Shiva. For preaching godliness, for preaching godlessness to the Mayavada philosophers. Ghosts are bereft of a physical body because of their grievously sinful acts such as suicide. The last resort of ghostly characters in human society is to take shelter of suicide, either material or spiritual. Material suicide causes loss of physical body, and spiritual suicide causes loss of identity. Mayavadi philosophers desire to lose their individuality and merge into impersonal spiritual Brahma Jyoti existence. Lord Shiva, being very kind to the ghosts, sees that they are physical bodies despite being condemned. Can you please go on mute, whoever is not talking? Sorry about that. He places them into the wombs of women who indulge in sexual intercourse regardless of the restrictions of time and circumstance. Kashyapa wanted to impress this fact upon Diti so that she might wait for a while. Very wonderfully explained. So let's offer our obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here today we are going to discuss few wonderful topics. The first one is in the first sloka. Let me set up some context here. Diti want to associate with Sachi Mataji. Could you please go on mute if you don't mind? Diti would like to have an association with the Kashyapa Muni on the wrong time. On the wrong time. And the Kashyapa Muni is trying to convince her, my dear wife, please control yourself. This is not the right time to associate. Definitely, I will satisfy you, but we'll associate in the right time. But Diti was not able to control her senses. Senses are very powerful. Uncontrolled senses will cause us to a dangerous situations. Dangerous situations. That's why controlling senses are very, very important. In the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, it is explained that Navadware Pure, this body is gates of 9 gates of a city with 9 gates. This body, Navadware Pure, Nava means 9. And further it is explained that all the gates should be guarded properly. What will happen if you have a small city, and it has 9 gates? If you do not put proper security, what will happen? Bad people will come and it will spoil the city and citizens. So that's why we have to have proper security for any city. Similarly, our body also have 9 entrances or 9 holes. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 2 ears, 1 anus, and 1 rectum. These 9 holes should be controlled properly. If you are allowing anything inside, then the person will be in the dangerous. That's why the sense control means we should not allow anything bad into our body through these 9 holes. Like we should not watch bad things, we should not hear bad things, we should not smell or attract towards the some attractive smells. We should not talk nonsense, or we should not eat unoffered prasadam. And lastly, we should use our genitals for the begetting Krishna conscious kids in a controlled way. In a controlled way. The control is very important. Otherwise, there is no difference between human being and animal. Here, Kashyapa Muni is asking her control her sex desire. Controlling sex desire is very, very, very important. What will happen if you do not control your sex desire? Varna Sankara will happen. The sex desire should be engaged in the service of the Lord. How it is possible? That is possible if you want to beget Krishna conscious kids. Before associate wife and husband, we need to perform some ritual, garbadana samskara. I think some of the families still follow this process. If wife and husband want to beget a kids, then they will invite a Brahmana and they will perform a ritual ceremony. They will invite all the well-wishers and they will take their blessings. And with their permission, they will associate and they will try to beget a pure Vaishnava with good consciousness on the right time. Garbadana samskara also, there will be muhurta, selecting auspicious time. So that is very, very important. Then what is the result if you associate with wife and husband on the right time, on the correct time? They will get Krishna conscious Vaishnava kids. That is the positive side. Okay. The negative side. There is no Garbhadana Samskara. Whenever they got some temptations and they associate each other without considering proper time and proper person, whether they get married or not, or is it right persons to associate or not, without thinking all those things. If anybody associate with opposite sex, the result is they will get inauspicious kids, like demonic kids, Rakshasa kids, like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. That's why we have to be very, very careful. We have to control our senses. Acharyas are explaining that controlling senses is not so difficult. It's like snakes. Snake will always aggressive. You cannot control. If you are trying to control, it will bite you. So, but it will not listen. But snake also can be controlled with the snake charmer. What snake charmer will do? He will play one po kind of thing. So the snake charmer, whenever he blow that instrument, the snake will go and stay inside of that basket. So similarly, for this age of Kali Yuga, we can also control our senses by chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this holy name, we can control our senses, all the senses. Our tongue urge, our eyes urge, all the desires, even sex desires also we can control. People may say that, Prabhuji, I am chanting, but I am not able to control my sense desires. So if you chant attentively, and if you hear the Shastras or read the Shastras, we can easily control. In Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, it is explaining that Tasmaschastram pramanante karya vyavastito. Tasmaschastram pramanante. If you read the scriptures, it will tell karya akarya vyavastito. What things can be do and what things should not be do. So we have to chant, and as well as we have to read the scriptures with association, like this Srimad Bhagavatam. We have a very wonderful platform. We are reading few things, and we are trying to realize, and we are trying to inject our mind so that our mind will tolerate all these desires. So here also, this is not a right time, but that we want to associate. If you go to the second sloka, here Prabhupada is explaining that, or Kashyapa Muni is warning that. What warning he is giving? If you do not control your senses at this time, if you associate, this is the time for ghost traveling. The Rakshasas are, the ghost means the spirits who doesn't have a body, and headed by Lord Shiva. Prabhupada further explaining that the ghost body will come when you commit a physical suicide. So there are, Prabhupada explaining wisely, two types of suicide. One is spiritual suicide, another one is physical suicide. The physical suicide, whoever commit suicide because they are leaving the body untimely. As per their karma, they're supposed to live 60 years. But they left their body at 35 or 40 or whatever. And the rest of the life, as per the design of Yamaraja, there is no body. There is no body was assigned. So until the actual period of death comes, this living entity has to roam around without the body, which is horrible. You have desires, but you don't have sense objects to enjoy. So those are take the ghost body. So this is in the evening time, the ghost will roam around. We should be very careful. One should not participate in sex. If you participate, Lord Shiva is very merciful upon the ghosts. What he will do? He will send those ghosts into those women's womb. So that's why it's inauspicious time to associate wife and husband. And further, Prabhupada is explaining the spiritual suicide. Spiritual suicide means we have a body in all the time, even in this material world or in the spiritual world. But the early understanding, the Brahman realization people, they would like to merge into the impersonal Brahman, which is not appropriate. The Lord will not be happy if you merge into impersonal Brahman. Rather, if you take spiritual body, if you go to his planet, and if you serve him eternally, he will be happy. Like a mother. Suppose a mother gave a baby, she gave a birth to a baby. If baby goes and asks, my dear mom, I'm so grateful to you. I would like to merge into you. His mother will be happy? No, no, no. No, beta. No, beta. Don't merge in me. If you have a real gratitude towards me, serve me, help me, so that I'll be happy. Similarly, merging into impersonal Brahman, Lord will not happy, and it's a spiritual suicide. They doesn't want to have a body. But as per the scriptures, the living entity must have a body, either spiritual body or either physical material body. So the spiritual suicide means merging into the Brahman. So that is also not recommended. So here we understand that following the garbadana samskara is very, very important. Otherwise, if you associate in a wrong time, the gauze will enter into the mother's womb. Prabhupada further explained in many of his room conversations, in his letters, whoever does not follow garbadana samskara, they will get ghostly kids, or they will get demonic nature kids, or they will get tamoguna nature kids. So here, Lord Shiva and gods are also in tamoguna. So if you associate with your partner with the mode of ignorance, you will get mode of ignorance kids. If you associate in the mode of passion, you will get mode of passion kids. If you associate mode of goodness, you will get mode of goodness kids. If you associate in the mode of godly consciousness, you will get devotee kids, transcendental kids. So here, that's why our scriptures are recommending that following the garbadana samskara will get devotee kids. Whoever want to have devotee kids, they should follow garbadana samskara. Sometimes you may ask, Prabhuji, garbadana samskara may not be possible because place of circumstances. That's why Acharya has recommended chant more malas. In the past classes, we discussed it is recommended to have a sex monthly once. So wife and husband discuss which day you want to have. And on that day, both of wife and husband chant more malas, like 25, 30, 50. And with that consciousness, if you associate and if we are having the desire of getting a devotee kid, obviously the devotee kid will enter into the mother's womb. Rather, if you associate with the wife, oh, I'm young and energetic, I'm not able to control my senses, you want to have a sex like pigeon every day 10 times, or I want to imitate that hero, this heroine, or this, that. With that mode of passion, if you do that, you will get mode of passion kids. The mode of passion kids are very aggressive. They will also behave like you. And if you are associating with the mode of ignorance, like a wrong time, and with the wrong desire, and with the unworthy person, if you associate at that time or with the unworthy person, you will get mode of ignorant kids. So here in this case, because of the wrong time, Diti end up giving birth to two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So now in the society also, we are seeing all demonic kids, all mode of passion kids, because parents are not able to control their senses, and parents are associating whenever, wherever, however they want. So because of that, all unwanted kids, or the kids which are causing the trouble to the society, are coming up. So that's why we are seeing so much chaotic situation in this age of Kali. The kid itself will participate in rapes, murders, all those things. We are seeing everyday news, like a small kid participated in shooting, or a small kid did this kind of activity, that kind of activity, so much abominable activities. Even kids are also participating because of that, because their parents did not associate in a right mode in the right time. So to save the society, or to save yourself, otherwise people may has to go and complain, oh Prabhuji, I got this kind of kid, he's not listening, he's not chanting, he's not doing a lot of problems. So to avoid all those things, the solution is control your senses. Chant Hare Krishna, control your senses, and if you have sexual desires, read Srimad Bhagavatam, which will control your mind, which will help, and which will make you more auspicious person, and your desires also auspicious, and you will beget nice Krishna conscious kids, which is useful for you, and which is useful for the society, and which will give you peace of mind. That is important. We are begetting kids for fulfill the Lord's desire, or serve, engage nicely in Krishna consciousness, not to fight against the parents, or not to cause the harm to the society, or not to behave like animals. So it's a very wonderful topic. We should all learn from this. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to talk on this. If there are any questions, we can open up in Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya WhatsApp group. Over to Madhupati Prabhu. I think Madhupati Prabhu ISKCON CNJ. Is that Madhupati Prabhu or someone else? I think Madhupati Prabhu is off. Anybody else? Namananda Prabhu, Simheshwar Prabhu, any announcements? Okay, if no announcement, we'll end up this class by praying all Vaishnavas and by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Vancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhobhyayocha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. For the well-being of all the human beings, let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra and end the session.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की
जय.
अमल पुराणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय.
साम वेद भक्त वृंद की
जय.
और प्रेमानंदे.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you, Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Very nice class.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.